Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to sit down and play with some makeup minis, and I have shared my love for makeup minis in previous videos. I just love trying sample sizes. I like trying the formulas before committing to the full size to see if it's a right fit, to see if the formula matches up with my expectations, my personal desires, wants, and needs. And this brand specifically has just launched a bunch of their favorites and higher selling products in mini form. So it's like getting the best sellers in small sizes. And let me just tell you, these minis are absolutely adorable and I think you're gonna love them too. So let's go ahead and play with these minis today. Let's put this face together and let's tackle the day. Okay, look how cute this is. I just can't get over how cute these little minis are. It's Huda Beauty. She just launched her best sellers in mini form. You can buy them individually. You can put together a set on her website. You can get them at Sephora. I mean, look at how cute this is, right? It gets better. Just you wait. So this is the primer. Stop, right? This is the foundation. Look at how cute this is. It's just so cute to look at these little minis. The concealer, which this used to be one of my top 5 concealers, and I'm so happy to have the formula back in my collection. I got my old shade, so hopefully it's going to work out for me today. The brightener, which I have not tried, and it also comes in a mini, which I'm super excited about. And then the Easy Bake powder, okay? This powder is one of the best loose powders that you can find to set your under eye, to do the baking technique, to set your entire face. The way it's finely milled, just the way it lays on the skin is absolutely beautiful. And I love the new component. She did change her components, and also the logo is a little bit different than previous. And I will show you, this is the new mini. This is the old mini. So the old mini was a square shape, still kind of similar, but it has rounded edges, the new one. And that was one of the things that I did not enjoy, was the packaging of this mini from just having it over the last few years. And now it's basically like the original full size, but just kind of scaled down to look like this. And I love it. And it also comes with the cutest little puff. Look at this. This is just so cute. I don't even think, can I get my pinky to fit? It does. It actually does. It fits. So you can kind of tap this in. I probably will use my normal puff, but that comes inside of here as well. Stop, right? It is so cute. It comes like this. This is the duo in the shades Strawberry Cream and Black Cherry. These are 2 shades that I don't already own. I do have these in some other shades in full sizes in my collection, and I love this formula. It does look very blurring and beautiful on the skin, easy to work with, easy to blend. And what it says is you can tear and share. So you can break these off and then give one to someone that you want to share this formula with, your makeup bestie, and that is the cutest thing. And the little heart shapes there. How cute is that, right? Okay, so now we get to actually put these on. I have had experience with some of these formulas, so I'll share my thoughts along the way. Some of these are gonna be newer formulas that I'm trying out, so I'll give you my opinions on those. Let's go. First up is going to be the primer. This is the Easy Blur Primer, silicone-free smoothing primer. They did launch a clear version when the original Easy Blur formula in the foundation launched, so it's a clear. But this one, this mini, is actually in a different shade. This is the one that's called Bronze Fudge, which is going to give a little bit of a bronzy glow. So let's go ahead and add some of this. Whoa. She's dark. So let me show you what that looks like. Ooh, it feels really soft, very silicone-y. Even though there is no silicone to it, it has that kind of slip and that kind of pore filling quality to it. So let me just go ahead and blend this in. And that's giving some color. Next is that little mini cutesy foundation, the Easy Blur foundation. I actually went up several shades. My current shade in the full size is 150G, which is called Creme Brulee. This is way too light for me right now. This is like a baseline, my fair tone. Because of the summer and getting some color being out in the sun, I had to go up a couple shades, and this is the perfect way to buy a darker foundation without spending a lot. I believe this was 15 bucks, really affordable for the amount that you get, for it being high end. And I went up to the shade 240N, which is called Toasted Coconut. Okay, so I'm getting it all over. I think I squeezed too much. This is the cutest little component. It's adorable. It's just absolutely adorable. I'm going to blend this in with a foundation brush, the M103 from Morphe. And I'm just going to kind of press and pat this in. I think I'll be able to make this toasted coconut shade work. It did look a little bit darker when I took it out of the box, but I think it's going to be a good match for my neck, chest, and arms. You can't see my arms. I'm wearing a long sleeve top today, but this color I think is going to be a nice match for me right now. Next up is that corrector. I bought the shade Cherry Blossom, which I believe is the lightest shade. This is one formula that I have yet to try. This one and the primer are new formulas to me, but this is supposed to be a liquid under eye brightener that is a little bit thinner than a brightener that comes in like a pan where you have to like use your fingers. This you can use a sponge, a brush, or even your fingers, and that is the Cherry Blossom shade. I'm going to use a little bit of this right here where I have the darkest under eye and discoloration, and a little bit right out here. I do have the concealer to go on top of this, so I just want to use a little bit of this to kind of cancel out the darkness. I'm going to use my beauty blender, and I'm going to tap this in really quickly. Now we get to go on with the concealer, and I ordered the shade 250G, which was a shade that I used in the past. That was the shade that I would wear during the summertime. I used to have the lighter shades to conceal under the eyes, spot conceal in the face. I love this formula. I always enjoyed how this looked under the eyes, the coverage that it gave, but how beautiful it looked. Even though it was a little bit of a heavier formula, it still is quite nice. And let me show you the swatch of the 250G. That's what that looks like. And I think it's going to be a nice shade for me to conceal and also brighten under the eyes. And I'm going to just do small little dots because I did have that corrector, which did most of the work for me, for prepping the skin under the eyes, canceling out the darkness. So now the concealer is just going to cover a little bit more and amp up that brightness a little bit. And it's been such a long time since I've used this concealer, and I'm so happy to have it back because, as I said before, this formula in her line was one of my top 5 concealers. I did a video probably 2 years at this point. It's probably been about 2 years. And if I can go back and find it and remember to link it, I'll put in the card so you can see what my favorite concealers were at the time. And that was definitely one of those top 5 options for me. And yeah, I'm reminded as to why I loved it so much. It's giving me the full coverage without looking heavy. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't look heavy. It's not settling into the fine lines. It's blending out beautifully with this damp sponge, which this is the original Beauty Blender, by the way. Now it's time to set the under eye and the T-zone area. I'm going to use that new Easy Bake powder that I purchased. I picked up a different shade. I bought Cherry Blossom Cake because I have this formula in full size, and this is what my old packaging looks like. Again, it's going to be rounded edges as you saw with the mini component. It's going to be a little different now. This is in the shade called Sugar Cookie, which is the lightest one, and I bought this, I think, during the last Sephora sale. And then I had the second darkest shade in my collection, which is called Pound Cake. That's a little bit deeper. The Sugar Cookie is going to look more white. It's translucent. This one, Pound Cake, has just a little bit of a yellow tint to it. And so now I have the Cherry Blossom that has a little bit of a pink tint. So I feel like I have all my bases covered with this formula. And again, it does come with that little small guy that goes right in here as well. It just fits perfectly in there. So if you travel, you have that at the ready. But I'm going to just use my normal go-to powder puff, which I love using the full sizes since I'm here at home. I'm going to pick up that Cherry Blossom Cake and I'm going to set the under eyes. I wanted to show you the difference between this side that we just set and this side that doesn't have anything on there. There's nothing wrong with this side by any means. It just has a little bit more of a dewiness because it has a lot of cream-based products on and liquid-based products. But when you look at this side of the face, it's a little bit more matte, but not flat, not dry. And it does feel incredibly soft, smooth, silky. I feel like my makeup is set, my whole face is set, and I feel like it's going to stay on and not move around a lot, especially in the summer months, which we're still in summer. And this powder is just absolute perfection. I love it. And that's why people love this formula so much, because it's the greatest. And every brand is compared to this because this is just, it raised that bar and that standard for loose powders. And I love this formula. I did apply a little bit of bronzer off camera, and that was the ABH Smooth Blur Bronzer in the shade Warm Sand Vibes. This is what the product looks like. It's a really nice, beautiful formula. I took that on a big fluffy brush to give me just a little bit of warmth to my skin. And now we get to go into the blush. And let me just tell you, I don't think I've seen a mini cuter than this. There's also a lighter version of this. I chose this one that has the 2 shades that I have yet to try, and that's the black cherry and then the strawberry cream. I do think that these look a little darker, the component, than the actual color online. I will show you what the packaging looks like for the full size in case you're wondering. So this is the old logo here, this top one, and then this is the new logo for the brand, as you can see. But this is what the packaging looks like if you were to buy it in full size. I love this formula. I think it's a nice blurring. It's called Blush Filter for a reason. It does look like a filter on the skin. Okay, so this is the shade Strawberry Cream. And then here is, ooh, that's pretty. That's that black cherry. So Strawberry Cream and black cherry. And it smells so good. This is the Strawberry Cream. Let's see, does the black cherry smell the same or different? Kind of similar. Yeah. Very sweet. I always say it smells like candy, like gummy candy, because that's the first thing that comes to mind. I'm going to take the shade Strawberry Cream today. I feel like that one is the better option for today's look. It actually, I think, might match my top, which I did not plan, by the way. I got this top recently from Costco, and I thought, you know what? This one actually matches, and I'm going to use a brush to apply this today. You can use your fingers, you can use a brush, even a sponge if you wanted to, but I like using brushes, and I just like to get that nicely even and coated on the brush with the bristles. This brush is a Morphe M204. It's for cream and liquid blush. And then I'm just gonna start kind of tapping this in. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty. I thought it was gonna be a little dark because it does look a little darker here in the component, but it actually looks really pretty. And what I love about this formula is that it truly does look like a filter. It blends nicely directly over your foundation. It blends nicely over directly set makeup. So if you use a setting powder, a pressed powder, it blends really, really nicely. It's a nice formula. And this is kind of like the base using all of the Huda Beauty products that I got. What do you think? I'm back now with the full face complete. I did my eyes and lips off camera, so I'll share with you those combination of products here in a minute. But as far as the minis and how everything turned out, like my base complexion for today, I'm really happy with them. And these minis just make me so happy. I love a good mini makeup. I feel like it's a great way to sample the brand, sample a formula, try something new out without committing to the full size. So big thank you to Huda for creating these products. I paid for everything myself. This is not sponsored. This was not PR. I bought these myself. I'm just thanking her for creating minis. I feel like more brands should do that to allow consumers to try and sample other things within a range. I think it makes it a little bit more cost effective for someone wanting to try the Easy Blur foundation, for example. Instead of buying the full size, you can just buy the mini for $15 and see what you think. And then once you finish that, buy the full size. So I think it's a genius concept. And again, I think most brands should be doing this and giving us these options to take our favorites. Let's say you do love these products. Now you have them in minis to travel with. Those weekend trips, the holiday trips that are coming up. Now you don't have to take your full sizes. You can just take these tiny cutesy little things with you. And now you have all your favorites on your trip. So not only can you have a great trip and have a good time, but you can also look like a baddie doing it, okay? So I'm just saying, giving you some ideas, throwing that out there. I'm really happy with these and I will definitely continue to use them. Now for the lip products and the eye products, the lips are a Huda Beauty combination. I took the Lip Contour Stain in Baby Pink and I topped it with the Faux Filler Jelly Oil in the shade called Juicy Goji. And I've used this combo before. I love this. The stain stays on. And what I did was I lined and slightly overfilled my lips just a little bit and kind of feathered in the outer corners of the top and bottom. Topped it with this, and now once this gloss fades off, all I have to do is reapply or put something else on and just forget about it because this is going to stain and stay on all day long. And I love this formula. It's a beautiful kind of pinky everyday type of shade, which is so up my alley. And then for the eyes, I did a very simple look. All I did was I took the Tower 28 GoGo Cooling Stick in the shade called Roxy. This is a brand new launch for Tower 28. It's basically a twist up, very cooling kind of wet sensation going on, but it gives you a little bit of color, a little bit of glitter, and that's pretty much the only eyeshadow that I have on. Then I took a little bit of the Makeup by Mario mascara. This is the Master Mascara. Did 2 coats on the top, 1 at the bottom. And then the final little touch was a little bit of the Kosas eyeliner in the shade Allure. Just smudge ever so slightly on the outer edge of the eye just to make the lash line look a little thicker. And that's pretty much it. A simple and easy eye look. Doesn't take a lot of effort or energy, a lot of products. It's really just 3 things today. And that is the full face. So thank you for being here, for watching. I hope that this was helpful to see these minis in action. Now you can shop them for yourself. I'm going to link to everything down below as always. I appreciate your love and support and spending some of your day here with me. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll play with some more makeup in the future. I also post every Tuesday and every Friday, so hit that notification bell so you get notified when a new video goes live. And you can also follow me on social media. I have Instagram and I also have TikTok. All that information is in the description box. Take care and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.